Hey guys, so today is going to be a getting ready with me video, and I have not done a getting ready with me video like this in a while. This is going to be more like talk through style and catch you up on my life and just different things like that. I wanted to show you guys, I have everything laid out in front of me, that's what I'm looking at, but I wanted to show you guys the products that I was talking about in my December favorites a few weeks ago. I got a ton of requests to use these products in my everyday makeup routine, so I have to go to, it's H&R Block season already. I know, I cannot believe it, and I have to go to work today from 2 to 7, so I thought I'm going to get ready anyway, might as well film it and show you guys how I use all of these products. Okay, so first I start off with primer. I'm using the Becca Evermatte Poreless Primer. This one's almost gone, it was just a little sample, and I use this in my T-zone because I truly need the most mattifying products in my T-zone. I can wash my face, put mattifying products, blot, and I'm still oily. It's insane how oily my skin is, especially like around my nose and my forehead. So I'm gonna make sure that I get as much as I can matte in that area. Pardon my hair, by the way. I just got out of the shower and I scrunched it with mousse and put hairspray, so it's wet, like 100% wet. Next, I'm going to take the Smashbox Photo Finish. This is the Pore Minimizing Primer, and I'm just going to take a little tiny dollop. I don't even, it's not even a pea size, not even a pea size, and I'm just going to put this on my problem areas. So it's my cheeks and kind of like above my eyebrows, and then down in this area and the tip of my nose. So it's kind of my whole face, but really I'm just concentrating it in the areas that I know I have the biggest pores, which really is this area, like under my eyes and around my nose. All the rest of the places I just fill in prophylactically. I typically let that sit in for a few minutes, but because I'm filming, I don't really have that extra time. So I'm going to take my concealer now. It's the L'Oreal Magic Lumi Highlighter. This one's in the color Light, and this guy is almost gone, but it's one of those click pins that you let come up. Now, when I showed this in my December favorites, I told you guys that it was super yellow, and you can see here how yellow it is. By the way, I'm using a new light that Andres got me for Christmas. It's a Diva ring light, and I'm not using any other lighting, so I'm hoping that this video, like colors and everything, come out true to color. Let me know what you guys think in the comments down below, if you like the lighting from my old videos better, if you like them from this. So I put that on pretty heavily, but you can see how yellow it is. But in comparison to this next product I'm going to use, it looks like it has a little bit of pink undertones in it. So that's why I use it under my eyes, just to correct. This is the Instant Age Rewind Dark Circle Corrector from Maybelline. This one is in the color Neutralizer though. It's that one that has the little like ball tip, and you screw it up like this. I actually got this from my friend Stephanie. She did not like it. I don't know if it just wasn't a good color match for her or what, but she didn't like it. So what I've been doing with this, instead of putting on foundation, is just taking like a line on my forehead, down my nose, kind of taking it around my nose here, a line on my chin, and I kind of use it as foundation. I'm just specifically putting it in certain spots. And then this was, I think, the question that a bunch of you guys had is like, why do I put it on my chin? So this actually, because it's a neutralizer and it comes out that very light color, it acts as a highlight for me at least. And then I take my e.l.f. Ultimate Blending Brush, and this is just a synthetic round brush. e.l.f. actually has a ton of new brushes out that I want to try to see if they work even better than this one. This one's great, but if I can find one that works better, I would like to. So what this does essentially is just, I don't know if you guys can see the contour in my cheek there. It doesn't make my cheekbones pop like 100%, but it helps overall just kind of correct that area and brighten it up. And then I just go in with this brush and blend in those areas, and I don't really, like, I'll blend it on my neck and stuff, but I don't really spread it out too much from the area that I put it, because I am going to top it with another product. Now for some people this product probably wouldn't work with your skin tone, maybe it's too yellow or too light, but for me it works fine as a good base to my powder foundation, I don't really have any problems with it. I go in with the same brush and kind of tap out that concealer under my eyes, or the brightener, highlighter, whatever it's called. And then I even kind of sweep it in circular motions on my eyelid. And I don't know, that's just kind of what I do. And this literally takes me no time. No time to blend all of this out. And then I'll go back under my eyes just to make sure, warm it up with my fingers just to make sure it was all blended. And there you go. Now in this light, because I noticed when I was watching back some of my footage, this particular light does make me look a lot more warm tone than my other lighting did. My other lighting gave me like a cool reflection. Not cool as in like super cool, but like a blue toned look to everything. It kind of made everything like pure white. And this light does give more of a warmer effect. I actually feel like it's more like true to color. So if you guys can tell and see what I can see, I look definitely a little bit pale. I'm going to zoom you guys in so you can see a bit better. Hopefully you guys can see a bit better, but my skin tone is a little bit lighter than my neck, but that's okay. Once we bronze and everything, it's going to match nicely. So once I've laid down all my concealer, the next step is to set it. Now for someone who doesn't have oily skin, you probably wouldn't have to set something like this, like any type of cream product, but I always have to set it because I do have oily skin. So for that, I go back in with the same e.l.f. blending brush and I use the Tarte Amazonian Clay Full Coverage Airbrush Foundation, and I have Fair Light Neutral. It's the one that looks like this in the Tarte section. It's definitely not a cheap product, but it's well worth the money, well worth it. And it has a little sifter, I don't know if it'll focus on it, but a little sifter that has the product in it. And all I do is just tap it in there and tap off the excess. I start in the center of my face, but you don't have to. This powder does give me a bit more color than the concealer because the concealer is not necessarily meant to use all over your face, even though I do. I don't really care, I don't follow the rules. And then I just buff that on my face in circular motions. I make sure to hit every area of my face that had product on it and then kind of buff out into the areas that didn't have product. So if you guys don't follow my vlog channel, I have been vlogging every day. If you're into vlogs, I will have my vlog channel link down below. I actually did Vlogmas and then I just kind of continued on into January and have done vlogs since the beginning of the new year, and I really have been enjoying myself. Now here comes the NARS Stephen Klein palette. This is a pricey investment. You definitely probably could find some sort of dupes for it, but there's really no comparison when it comes to NARS. This is Laguna bronzer. This duo right here is Paloma, which is a contour. They call it a blush and a highlight, but it's more of just a contour powder and a highlight. And I go in, oh man, I put a scratch in that blush, but I go in with the lightest shade and just set my under eyes with a setting brush from Real Techniques. And this is very smooth. It does have some fly away, so you have to be careful that it doesn't get in your eyes. And actually I skipped a step that I usually do first because I typically will cover my eyelids with that powder, but I go in first with the Urban Decay Primer Potion and actually prime my lids. Another thing that I started on my vlog channel again was Weight Loss Wednesday. I did that this whole entire, well, part of the whole last year. And I started it again this year. And you know, whenever I start new things, there's always hesitation for people that are negative. I can't stand negative people. Cannot stand them. So I'm going to go back in with that powder and just lightly dust it all over my eyes where I just put the primer. That's just to make it so that the shadows blend a little bit better. I don't know, it's just my personal preference. Yeah, negative people, they just irk me, I swear. It's like I can't even do something good without getting negative comments from people. I just don't get it. Like, I'm never negative to anyone, especially on the internet. Like, if you can't tell somebody something to their face, why even say it at all? I just don't understand people. Anyway, I will stop ranting. I have used, I talked about this in my December favorites. I've used the NARS Laguna several times. It's more of like an orange tone bronzer. I've used it all over my face, but my favorite and go-to has been the e.l.f. Healthy Glow Shimmer Powder, and it's this little duo. I think it's like $2 on e.l.f.'s website, and I use the e.l.f. Blending brush, which is this like fluffy guy. Makeup Forever actually has, or maybe it's Sephora, one of them actually has one that look exactly like this. And I just take it and kind of dig both sides into the powder and tap off the excess, and then I just kind of pat it along my cheekbone. You can see there it does give off quite a bit of color. Tap it on my cheekbone, and then I will go in and bronze up my temple, and then come back once the rest is off my brush and blend that back towards my cheekbone and up again towards my temple. And you can just see like what a difference this makes for my skin compared to the other side. I'll even go underneath here and just take whatever's excess on the brush and just push it down my neck and on my nose. So you can see here this is very defined, not as defined, but you can see partial of my cheekbone, and that's from highlighting down here. That's a natural contour. Natural, did I say that weird? Sounded weird. But here's definitely more of just like bronzed up, and it gave more definition to my face. So I'm going to do the same thing on the other side. Now if I want more definition at my cheekbones or along my nose or anywhere really on my face, I will go in with the contour powder from the palette with just an angled brush. This is an angled blush brush from e.l.f. Just the slightest bit on my brush. I'll even tap off the excess, and then I just pat it along my cheekbone. And sometimes, you know, it's just the slightest difference, and then I'll take the other end of the brush and kind of blend it in a little. It doesn't always make the biggest difference unless I put a lot, but to me it's just the idea that I am giving my cheekbones that extra oomph. Now I'll go in with blush. I use the Sigma F40 Large Angled Contour. You can tell that's my blush brush. And I go in with Dolce Vita, which is this one right here. And it's more of like a plummy mauve pinkish red color. It has a lot of different tones in it, and I just pack that brush in there because you're going to end up getting rid of a lot of it anyway. I tap my blush on. This is something that I've done for a long time because I find if I just sweep, I tend to get a lot more product where I don't want it. So this helps me place the blush a lot more where I want it on my cheek. So I place it at the top of my cheekbone and come to the apples. And if you don't know how to find your apples, smile, and it's that chubby part right there. And then I'll sweep some of my apples and kind of sweep it back. So don't worry, we're going to blend that out. If you're not a huge blush fan, this technique probably wouldn't be for you, but I love blush, so we're gonna go with it. So if you don't watch my vlog channel, then we are potty training Maddie. You guys are, I think I have it scheduled to watch this in a couple of, like a week and a half from when I'm recording it. So I'm hoping to my future self in a week and a half, I'm hoping that Maddie is completely potty trained and we don't have to worry about it. But, you know, it is what it is. So that looks crazy right now, but I'm going to show you how we are going to diffuse it, and it's going to look beautiful. So I'm taking the Real Techniques, multitask brush. I'm going to take my ambient lighting palette, the trio that came out last year for Christmas. I actually think they still have this, and I'm taking, it's the one that has dim light, incandescent light, and radiant light, and I'm just taking my multitask brush from Real Techniques and sweeping it across all of them, tapping it off, and I'm starting in the center of my face and I'm adding it. Now what I'm going to do after I'm going to show you guys what a difference this product makes in blush. So you can see how crazy this side is. We're going to fix this side here. Just by sweeping this product over the blush, it's going to make it 100% diffused. Can you see how crazy difference that is? Like, this is completely diffused blush, looks beautiful, very blended, and look at this side, extremely harsh. This product is so worth the money. It definitely is expensive, but if you haven't invested, I really recommend it. Okay, so I will do my highlighter after I do my eyeshadow. Next is brows. I'm going to use my tried and true e.l.f. eyebrow lifter and filler. This is in the color Light. All I do, I don't even brush up my brows or anything. All I do for this product is take it and fill in my brows straight from the pencil. And then I go in with a spoolie. This one just happens to be from e.l.f. and comb them out to distribute the product. And you may think that they look harsh once you first put them on, because that product can be harsh if you're not careful. But once you get your full face on, they look like they blend in really nicely. And I do put a little bit of brow gel. This is a sample from Anastasia Beverly Hills, but you don't have to because this product does stay in place. So for blush, no, not for blush. We already put way too much blush on. For eyeshadow, I'm using the Tartelette in Bloom palette. It's a beautiful palette. It has some amazing colors, and again, I mentioned it in my December favorites as an eyeshadow palette that I have been loving. So let me show you what I end up doing with it. Okay, so that's as zoomed in as I can get you guys. Hopefully it's a good angle. I'm just going to take an E25 blending from Sigma, and I'm going to dip it in the Jet Setter. Sorry, I can't really, it's gold. Jet Setter, which is this shadow right here. Just like a cool tone, mid-tone brown. And I'm going to sweep that along my crease. I mentioned this before in the favorites video, but I swear this smells like cocoa powder. I didn't think Tarte did their shadows in cocoa powder. I thought it was just Too Faced. What other kinds of videos do you guys want to see here on my channel? I have set myself up for a Tuesday, Tuesday, oh my gosh, I'm misspeaking a lot in this video. A Tuesday, Friday beauty video upload, and I would love some suggestions from you guys, because maintaining 2 days every single week is going to be difficult enough, and I would love to know what you guys would like to see in the process. So I'm just going to wipe this brush off at the back of my hand. Really, I'm just going to be sloppy about it. Take Charmer, which is this light milky white color, and of course it's going to have some color on the brush, so not a big deal. I'm just going to sweep that under my brows, and also it's just going to kind of blend out those edges a little bit. Now the only other thing that I've been doing is using the two, well, there's 3 shimmery shadows, but I've only used 2. This is Funny Girl, this like champagne color down here, and then Firecracker, which is this bronzy brown color. I've been taking Funny Girl all over the same brush, so you don't have to have an extensive collection for this look. And this palette was really affordable too. I want to say it was like $30 or something. I put Funny Girl, which is the lightest color, all like, I don't know, 2/3 of the lid. I don't wipe off any of the color. I just keep on moving. But I do tap off the excess because it does have some fallout. This is just to keep the eye look being a little bit brighter and not so dark. I also go in the inner corner with that if I have any excess. Tap off the extra, and then I go in with Firecracker, which is that bronzy color. This reminds me of a color from MAC, but I can't put my finger on it. This is a little bit darker, so you do have to be careful with the fallout. I tap that on the outer third of the eye, and then what I had been doing with the leftover is just sweeping it in the crease. And then if you want any type of darker eyeshadow, there are darker mattes over here that you could blend out in the outer corner to give yourself more definition. I'm just going to take the chocolate brown right here. It is called Activist. It's the middle one, and it's literally a matte chocolate brown. I'm taking an e.l.f. small angled brush, and I'm just going to tap this on like the outer half of my eye, just to give a little more definition, but not to completely line my eyes. Okay, then I'm going to go in with Milani Liquid Eye in just black, and I'm going to tightline just the slightest. My eyes water a ton when I tightline, so I'm just going to barely tap it so that I can have more definition. And that usually prevents them from watering so much. I'm going to take my Chanel eyelash curler, curl my lashes. I'm going to put 1 coat of the Tarte Lights Camera Lashes and 1 coat of the Maybelline Rocket. Both of them are in black. I told you guys those have been my hands down favorite mascaras of life right now. Tarte mascara is great at lengthening, and the Rocket really has nice volume. So I feel like the two of these together are like the perfect combo. And especially because my lashes have not been the greatest lately. I don't know if they're just going through like tough times, growth spurts or whatever, but they really have not been full or long. which, oh, really? That's just gonna have to sit there and dry because I'm not taking it off right now. But it's unfortunate that my eyelashes are so nubby because it really can change your look. Last for the face is highlight, and I'm using Becca's Shimmering Skin Perfector in Champagne Pop, which is Jaclyn Hill's little baby. I think I had this in my December favorites as well. It's just seriously the most beautiful, look, you can see the pan. That's ridiculous. Am I already starting to hit pan? Whoa. But it's the most beautiful champagne color of life. Like, she nailed it. And I'm just going to, my skin is already kind of glowy from the Hourglass ambient lighting powders, just because that's what they do. They lighten, glow, make you glowy and diffuse. But I'm going to sweep it on my brow bone and then just on the apples of my cheeks, and it gives just the most beautiful glow. I haven't even been reaching for anything else for the most part because it's so pretty. And then I do sweep it down the bridge of my nose, take it on my ring finger and put it on my Cupid's bow. And sometimes I'll go like to other points of my face, but typically I'm oily, so I don't really need the glow elsewhere. And then I saved the best for last, my most favorite lip product of life, the Sephora Cream Lip Stain. I have the one in 13 Marvelous Mauve. This is just a very neutral, it kind of looks different on everyone because I've seen so many swatches, pictures, people wearing it in videos and just different things, and it looks different on everyone. But on me, it turns into this like beautiful neutral mauve, more like leaning towards pink. On some people I've seen it look more nude, on other people I've seen it look more berry. It just to me is more like a pinky mauve, wonderful everyday type color. I take it straight from the tube and apply it to my lips. No lip liner or anything. You want to make sure your lips are really dry though, so if you have lip balm, make sure you clean it up. And then what I do usually when I'm done and it's kind of set and dry, I will go in with like a Q-tip or my finger, and I know this is gross and I'm sorry, but run it like on the inside, not like to blot it because it's dry, but to kind of form it, because it's weird on the inside. Like, I don't know if you guys can see, it kind of forms just this like line, and it's a barrier between the lip product and your saliva essentially, and so you can shape it into like how far out you want it, because it's almost like you're putting a mask over your lips, but it dries completely and it doesn't peel off. So it's a great product. I love it. The color's beautiful. Sometimes I will put 2 layers to build it up if I want a more intense lip, but this is perfect for the look that I'm achieving today. So that is the finished makeup look. I hope that you guys enjoyed it, and I hope that you enjoyed getting ready with me today. This is essentially every time I've worn makeup. If you follow my vlog channel and have been watching my vlogs, this is essentially what I've been wearing every single time. Now I may switch up my eyes a little bit, but for the lip it's been some sort of liquid lipstick or a matte lip or something like that. But the face has, I kid you not, stayed the same for a couple of months now. I have not, like when I got this it was brand new and I'm more than halfway done, which does not happen typically for me with makeup products very quickly because I don't wear makeup very often. So anyway, like I said, I hope that you guys enjoyed it. I hope that this was helpful to you guys and gave you some tips and tricks on how to use some of the makeup that you guys have, or maybe create a different look. I enjoyed filming it and I enjoyed chit-chatting a small tiny bit, and I hope that you guys did too. And I will see you in my next one.